you know, knocking out another one. And then looking into the camera, and he's like, KC, I want you next. I want you. As soon as he started talking, I started thinking about Mike Tyson. I imagine Josh Allen being like White Tyson, right? And he's sitting there, he's like, there's no one that can stop us. Our offense is impetuous. Our defense is impregnable. We're just ferocious. I want to eat your heart. We want to eat your kids. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Josh Allen, slow down. Slow down. But that's what they feel like. You know what Mike Tyson felt like when he was the baddest man on the planet? Felt like nobody could beat him. And we all witnessed it and watched it and agreed with them. As we are witnessing and watching the Bills, I agree with the confidence. I agree with the cockiness. I agree with the swagger. Offensively, they got it. Josh Allen has made that leap. Stephon Diggs, you can make the argument he's the best receiver in the game. Just look at the numbers. He's leading the league in catches. They got tight end play. They protect their quarterback. The running game is there. Defensively, they just shut down the Steelers.
Quality wins.
And, of course, their head coach, as calm, as cool, and as steady as ever. Never get too high, never get too low. So, yeah, do I feel like they're the second best team in all football?
All of football.
With the way that the Chiefs look, they might not be the second. They might be the first.
Not just AFC, all of football.
What are we saying? We feel like the Chiefs are the best team in football?
Yeah.
With the way the Chiefs looked yesterday, what I'm saying is the Bills might be the best team in football.
Ooh, I like
the wild part is that at the time, Lennox Lewis didn't even have children. So he couldn't it made no sense on another level. He couldn't have eaten.
Welcome to Bolivian.
Yeah, but Oblivion. Praise be to Allah. The crazy thing to say about Buffalo this morning isn't just that they're good or that they're great. It's I trust them. And you don't trust the Bills. That always make you look bad. This is 25 years of this, but it just feels like a friend who's like gotten their life together. Like you've known this guy for years. He's always losing his job. Or let's say his name is Bill, and he shows up the holidays. And, I'm out of work again, or I've put on a bunch of weight.
Come on, Bill.
Bill, come on. You hope for him. You like him. Good person. Can't get it together. So when he shows up at Thanksgiving, he's like, wow, Bill, you look great. You got a job. You're in a relationship now. You got a new haircut. Like, you're worried that, like, he's going to blow it. Because Bill always blows. Has for 25 years. You're talking to your family like, Bill's looks great, but I feel like he's going to get fired. He's not getting fired. He's getting promoted. He's going to put a ring on it. He's got his life together after 25 years of making us look stupid for trusting him. Maybe he will again. But that whole thing with Josh Allen that we've talked about before, sugar high Josh Allen, where he gets too excited and does crazy irrational things like laterals and throws.
Gone for good?
I think it's gone. I really do. It's like he went vegan. Like he's calm now. There's no fun dip, sour patch. It's just zzz, and it's like he played against Roethlisberger and was a much more composed, much more talented quarterback on the field. I not only like them, I trust them. I think this Bills team is winning a couple of playoff games.
Titans destroyed them. That's just out the window for you. You think it's like No,
I'm glad you brought that up. Because they had a really rough patch like a month ago.
Chiefs and Titans.
Terrible. And they lost a couple in a row, and it was like, oh, the Bills are out. I feel like they threw up on the side of the road. They got it out, and since then, they've looked unbeatable. It's like they hit their low, just like the Chiefs did, losing to the Raiders. They got back stronger, and I have not recognized that team since, in weeks. I think they're great.
So a puke and rally their wagons? Is that what
I think that's what it is.
Nobody pukes and rallies like the Buffalo Bills. Coming off Boomer. They did. Josh Allen threw a bad pick last night.
Okay. He didn't play a perfect game.
No, listen, but that's the point.
Yeah.
He threw a bad pick, and it didn't all just melt away and get nervous and start freaking out. No, he's like, let's go to halftime, and let's light it up. That third quarter was amazing. And he was 11 for 11 at one point in the third quarter, just dialing it up from Gabriel Davis to Beasley and then Diggs. And I think the deal with the Bills fans are like, nobody believes in us. And, like, this has got to be uncomfortable for Bills fans because I think at the table right now, everyone believes in you. And I believe in them. And, earlier in the season, I'd be like, yeah, but Josh Allen. It's okay to prove us wrong. And in this case, Josh Allen has proved not only me wrong, but I think a lot of people wrong. This guy was not only the better quarterback than Roethlisberger. I don't know if there was a better quarterback in football yesterday than Josh Allen. So locked in, so dialed in. And I don't think the Chiefs match up well against the Bills. I know they beat them in the rain up in Buffalo earlier this season. I just think that the Bills are this tough, gritty, like in the trenches type team that can also have the quarterback that can go throw for throw with you. I don't think the Chiefs want to see him. Steelers, Chiefs are like, yeah, let's go. And Bills, I think, are Steelers, let's go.
Interesting.
Bills are scary, and that's the first time I've said that since we've had a show. I mean, I'm talking 5 years. Bills are scary. I'm talking Super Bowl scary.
Quality wins. Steelers, of course. The Seahawks, the Rams. We have to talk about their schedule. Their schedule has been absolutely brutal. And if you think about it, they're what? One Hail Murray away from being the 2 seed. It was that one play that could have been sitting there in the 2 seed. So are they elite in the AFC? Yes. Quick shout out to Gabriel Davis. We give Stephon Diggs a lot of love. Cole Beasley doing his thing without John Brown. I talked about him a couple of months ago. Like, how is he even getting snaps when there's all these wide receivers making play after play? Josh Allen was talking about how he just gets in the paint. He just scores touchdowns. Doesn't get a ton of snaps. This is a 4th-round pick, you guys, out of UCF. And he's out there doing his thing. We love to see it. For John Brown's injury, he's stepped up 3 straight games. He has touchdowns. 4 of his last 5 he has scored. He's really having a great impact. I just want to give him a little shout out. I know he's a fan of the show.
Hot take. They might have the best wide receivers in the entire league. Like, they're diverse, they're good, they have all different
so tall.
And they're tough. All right, let's get to another game here. Raiders and the Colts. We have another AFC.
Now for our GMFB Game Balls, we're highlighting some of the best performances of Week 14. It's our choice who we think gets the game ball this week. Nate, kick us off.
I'm going to kick us off with the guy we just saw, Derrick Henry. What can we say about Derrick Henry that hasn't been said? Another 200-yard game. All right, let's just put it like this. Since 2018, Derrick Henry has 4 200-yard games. Okay, video game numbers. How much has the league had, the entire league had, over that time span? 4 total. So Derrick Henry, just a one-man wrecking crew. And Kyle said it early in the show during the commercial break, it was the quietest 200-yard game. And when he does it, we're not making a big deal out of this. Kyle, you being a running back.
Yes, go on.
How crazy is it to put up 200 yards in a game?
It's crazy to put up 100 yards in a game.
Thank you.
Damn length of the football field. That's a long way.
And he did it twice.
You run down, you touch the line, and you run all the way back, and we're burying it here in the 12D segment or whatever the hell it is.
That's
when Patrick Mahomes makes a great pass, we're like, oh, he's supposed to do that. Steph Curry hits a 3 or LeBron dunks on it. We expect it. But even though we expect it, doesn't mean it's great. I'll leave you with this quote. And this applies to Derrick Henry and a lot of the greats we watch. Just because someone makes it look easy doesn't mean it isn't heavy, okay? You know how hard it is to go into every game and teams know, we got to stop this dude. And then I go up and put up 200 yards. And the reason I know about that is because Calvin Johnson used to do that. Randy Moss used to do that. Our coach said to him one day, you need to put up 300 yards. I'm like, damn, really? Calvin walked on the field and put up 300 yards. So Derrick Henry, a beast amongst beasts.
I'm going to go with a total different storyline. Like, Derrick Henry has been an MVP candidate. I'm going to go with a guy who has just been dragged and beaten up by the media for the last 3 years. And Mitch Trubisky goes into yesterday's game going up against Deshaun Watson.
Show him some love.
And if you hear about Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes, there's always a third piece to that. And they drafted Mitch Trubisky before them both. How about Mitch Trubisky outplayed Deshaun?
Red-headed step quarterback?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if Trubisky's the long-term answer in Chicago. I don't know if he's there next year. But for one day, he sure looked better than Mahomes and Watson. This guy was awesome yesterday. And Trubisky, in front of Watson, in front of the Houston teams, in front of the Chicago front office, who took him and has everyone saying, why would you take Mitchell Trubisky? What'd you see? You saw this. Trubisky was great.
Hey, Peter, Trubisky didn't draft himself.
Exactly.
He didn't make the choice.
And how many times did they show that graphic during the game?
Every
of those 3 quarterbacks.
Every
He's
time.
never said one word to lash out and snap back. He's never said it in 3 years. It's been awesome.
And he got benched after starting the season 3-0. They put him back in. Now he's back. They're still alive in the playoffs. They lost 6 straight games. Mitchell Trubisky, I know we don't give you much praise on this show, and I know you don't get a lot of game balls. Out of the entire NFL, 32 teams, thousands of players, Mitchell Trubisky, I was most impressed with you yesterday.
Yeah, I think it was a bad decision to bench him. I wish they hadn't benched him in Chicago. Okay, I want to talk about Chase Young. He's getting my game ball. He just wrecked a game. I love when, like, high draft picks that we have to learn about and watch highlights of it, read all of their scouting reports, really just are exactly as advertised and what they are. And that's him. It wasn't even just the fumble return touchdown, which was absolutely absurd. But in addition to that, 6 tackles, a sack, a forced fumble that Washington recovered, 2 tackles for loss. Let me take a breath here, and batted down 2 passes as well. He was inescapable in this one, and I think he's the reason that we're sitting here talking about Washington being atop the NFC East today. So Chase Young, you're awesome. The post-game press conference with your mom was awesome. And I just can't wait to see what he does down the stretch.
It's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's just fun to watch.
DB had to leave his feet to give him a helmet headbutt.
You got to jump to give him the headbutt because it's that big? Wow.
Looks like young